Welcome to the Foxhunt guide for the latest DLC course, Mars Gardens. As with all new courses, there is a brand new themed putter to unlock, and to do that we have to complete the Foxhunt. So let's start with our very first clue, which as ever is at hole number 1. And for this particular Foxhunt we are looking for these little pads. Not sure what we'll call them. Anyway, Houston, we have a problem. An experimental pepper, the Aries arrow, has gone missing. It disappeared from the grow bed near the reservoir. So, first clue is taking us to the grow bed near the reservoir. That can be found by hole number 6. And we have this pepper patch over by the edge of the biodome, and there is our next pad. There's no sign of the missing pepper. I wonder if one of the kids picked it. The Aries arrow measures over 7 million Scovilles and could be extremely dangerous. I should check in their classroom. So, I hadn't noticed this feature until the Foxhunt, so always enjoy the story leading me around the course. The classroom is over by hole number 4, and when we go down there we can see a number of these pads, so they're obviously learning pads for the kids. Not that one, we want this one here. None of the students noticed anything unusual the day the pepper disappeared. One student, Kai Ansel, regularly studies in the dome at night. Her classmates say she prefers the solitude of the butternut hut hidden in the sunflowers. So another feature this introduced me to, we have this patch of sunflowers over on the right hand side, and within it is this beautiful butternut hut, which I recommend climbing into and having a look out to enjoy the view. Anyway, there tucked inside is our next pad. According to Kai, someone was creeping around in the shadows of the cornfield the night the pepper went missing. She didn't get a good look at them. So we are looking for the cornfield. This can be found on the left-hand side of the dome as we look at it, over towards hole number 3. So if we teleport down there, we can see this figure. And there is our next clue. The shadowy figure Kai saw must have been this old scarecrow. No, wait, there are footprints leading from the cornfield through the wheat to the nearby computer terminal. So we don't need to go far for this one. As it suggests, there are footprints. They are these grey ones in the dust. And if we follow them through, there is a terminal just on the other side. And there at the base of it is our next pad. Dr. Flora Bloom accessed this terminal the night the pepper went missing, but she's the succulent specialist, so her work is all on the upper deck terminal. So as it suggests, we are looking at the upper deck. And there is a terminal over by the T of hole number 17. And that's where we'll find our next clue. Dr. Bloom claims she was working on a legitimate late-night experiment that required her to be on the lower tier, nothing out of the ordinary. She did seem a little nervous, and she kept looking down at the swings on the lower tier. There are 2 swings to find. We have the standard swing and the rope swing. So starting with the standard swing, we are looking over near the classroom by hole number 4. There is the swing, and there is our clue. And next up is the rope swing, which is over by the reservoir. So if we take ourselves to hole number 6, and just in the walking path between that one and the next hole, we see this tree, and there is our next clue just under the rope swing. This is no farming tool, this is a hacking tool. I should check the terminals to see if any others were affected. So there are lots of terminals. This is where I'm probably going to save you a bit of time. The one that we're looking for is over here by hole number 10, or actually the transition between 10 and 11. So there it is, and there is the clue. Dr. Bloom erased her activity from that first terminal, but this one has a copy of the instructions she sent. I don't think she knew what she was doing. Her instructions caused a fault in the arm system. I'll need to run a full diagnostic on each one. And now we have the 4 parts of the arm system: Mr. Grabby, the Peeper, Green Thumb, and Squirt. So these are a bit tricky to find. I can't really tell you where to be in the course because they move around by nature. So best thing to do is just go on a hunt for each one. And when you get close, pull back on the thumbstick and see if you can pick up the clue. You see an opportunity, grab it, make your way over towards them. This is the second one, which is Green Thumb. So now we just have Mr. Grabby and the Peeper. So if you're looking for where these can be, they all stem from this large pole at the center of the biodome. So you can make your way down and that will show you where they are currently flying or moving around. And then you can wait for them to come to you. So there we have the peeper. I guess it's capturing images of the crops. We get close enough. There is the clue. And finally, we're looking for Mr. Grabby. And this, as you might guess, is the one with the little pincers on the end of it. So again, use the pole to locate where they're coming from. See if you can spot them from giant mode. Going to try and nab this one here before it disappears. Ooh, just about. There we go. Diagnostics show that the arms are operating correctly, but there are gaps in the records from that night. Might be worth rebooting the system from the primary control center at the top of the dome. So this one we've seen by hole number 18 if you've completed the course already. So when we send ourselves up there, we see the control center, and just on the right of it is the pad. Upon reboot, it seems like the peeper falsely identified the Aries arrow as a toxin. Lockdown protocols isolate hazardous plants to protect the other crops. I should gather samples of healthy produce to prove that there's no harm. I'll start with one of the yellow peppers. So the peppers we saw earlier in this fox hunt, I think on the first clue that we had to go and find. So here are the yellow peppers. Not nearly as spicy as the quarantine pepper, but this one is perfectly healthy. Next, a lemon. So we don't need to go to giant view for this one, we can see the lemons from where we are. So make our way over towards sort of hole 4 area. And there are these quite oversized lemons. Citrus is healthy. I should test some rice to show that the grains are okay. So we're looking for rice which grows in wet areas. And that is going to take us to the reservoir that we saw earlier by hole number 6. So actually if we teleport to the other side of the tree, there are the rice crops. Rice looks good. One more sample should suffice. A squash. Try saying that quickly. So for the squash, we are going to around hole number 11. And there we have the squash patch. And as we wave around, we can see the clue is inside it. The crops are all healthy. The high spice levels of the pepper must have tricked the computer into thinking it was dangerous. Looks like the arm put the pepper into a containment canister near the base of its tower. So as we used earlier, we can follow this base of the tower, and this is actually going to take us towards hole number 1. And you'll have seen these little uniforms, the kids' uniforms, and next to it is a canister, and that's where the clue is. The Aries arrow pepper is still intact. My eyes are watering just standing near it. Maybe the arm was right to stash it away. Can a human even survive consuming this thing? The botanists here were so busy wondering if they could, they didn't stop to think if they should make a pepper this spicy. Congratulations, you've earned the Aries arrow putter. So there we go, that's unlocked the Mars Gardens putter, and we can see it's got the feature from hole number 17 as well as the stone curves built into the main putter shaft. So we'll give this one a try as is tradition. And for this one, actually, if you hit a certain spot, you're going to enjoy this as an Easter egg. You can achieve something brilliant. So, at hole number 17, aiming towards the left, you want to be targeting just up there. Give the ball a good whack. And then if you're quick enough, you can see that it actually goes through Tethys Station all the way down to hole number 18 on Wallace and Gromit. Still haven't got that one in myself, but one day we'll make it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the fox hunt. Please leave a like if this has helped you. Drop me a comment down below if you've got any thoughts on the course to share. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're enjoying the brand new DLC and that you like the new club. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you out on the course.